So today on Project Shop, we're going to try to get this wire stripper set back up on this table, in addition with this one right here. So wait till you see how I'm going to try to mount this. But first thing we need to do to this is do a couple quick repairs. One, we need to repair this, the mount for the adjustable motor to tension that belt. Basically fell off one day and I needed to finish the job, so I just wedged some stuff underneath of it, and it just kept on cutting, and it's actually been like that for like 6 months. So I got some steel here, another piece of angle. I might just try to use this stuff that's already got slots in it to weld up underneath there, and then get that fixed up. I have a reversible switch to replace this craziness, and I had a shifter for this, but we're going to use this one here. I'm just going to take this apart and just use the shifter handle and possibly this to give me my thing. And I got some springs for this, so I can do away with all this crazy transformer steel I got out here as weight. And for those of you who don't know why I have this here, it's so that I can immediately stop the machine or put some more pressure on it. It just kind of does what I need. And I got some serious upgrades that's going to involve something, either this or something like it, that's going to go on here and do something pretty incredible. But for today, we're just going to get this handle on there, try to get the switch on there, get this cleaned up, possibly put the guards on, because I know everybody's always like, oh, you need guards, but yeah, I don't know about that. We might put the guards on. I still got some mods to do this thing, so I don't think the guards are going to go on it today, because I actually just picked up a huge pile of copper. I need to get this up on the table and strip that copper. But before I take it apart, I'm actually going to fire it up, and I got a wire brush. I'm going to try to polish this with the brush and clean it up. I can take the top part off, the top 2 rollers, and then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to fire it back up with just the bottom rollers, and while they're spinning, try to polish them, or at least that's the plan. And then while this is all apart and I'm welding that up, I'm going to give it a paint job, you know, so it matches our table. And then I'm going to try to mount this right along with it, and wait till you see how I'm going to mount it. It's going to be pretty awesome. I hope it works out. I think it will. And I'm going to open this up and see if this is a reversible motor, because I got another switch right here. I got 2 of these reversible switches, so I'm not even sure how these work, but we're going to find out. And I'm pretty sure I opened that up one time, and it can be wired reversible. But we'll find out. Either way, we're going to get this thing cleaned up and strip some wires. Okay, we're getting there. I got a mess going on over here. I hope I can figure out how to get this back together because I just been dumping all the parts in there. I like to give myself a challenge. Probably should have taken a better video of how all this went. Anyway, go ahead and continue taking this apart, and then I'm gonna have Oliver degrease this stuff. So I just wanted to show the quality build this thing had. Look at that. This thing was only holding on by one bolt. And I don't know if that's, yeah, that's loose. So that came off. And this one broke off a long time ago. So I guess I gotta weld that back on. I'll probably put some extra tack welds around here. Okay, we got it all degreased and prepped for welding. So what I'm going to do is first tighten that back up, and then I can see where the other two were welded. I'm going to take some measurements to make sure. I'm going to cut a piece of that, put it in there. I'm not going to really worry about the spacing on the slots. I can kind of line it up to where I can see it used to be, but if I have to, I'll just, you know, cut out the middle and send it. Okay, I'm going to give it a little update. The battery kept dying and I just kept working, and I had some other things going on. So I just knocked this stuff out real quick. Got some more things drying over here. Painted the motor. frame. All that's ready. That stuff, maybe one more thing needs one coat and that's ready. And then I have this pile of random nuts and bolts. I probably should have did a better job of putting it where it belongs. Look at this. I got I lost the pin for this, or the clip, so I literally used a little piece of copper, and it's been on there for months like that. I should have taken a picture of that. But yeah, I'm gonna clean this stuff up a little bit. These are the original pushers. You see that one broke. I have to make a new one. These basically sit on top of the spring, and until you push down really far, that little spring is still recessed a little bit. So it's kind of like a double adjustment. But this is what I did. I took a bolt and I just cut it down and drilled a hole in the top of it, and basically doing the same exact thing. So got to figure all this out. Hopefully I can get it back together. I might paint a couple more pieces. Okay, it's the next day. Here are all the dried parts from yesterday. This one got rained on, so it's got a little bit of crackling on it. It is what it is, nothing I can do about it. So what we're gonna do now is continue cleaning up the hardware. And I still haven't figured out what all of these go to, but I know pretty much what all that is. We'll just have to figure it out as we go. Things are polishing up nice. I'm missing a master link. I'll probably just put a piece of copper back on there. And here's a little trick I learned back in '98. You got a bunch of greasy bolts, washers, little tiny parts. They got a hole in it. Use a piece of just use a piece of tie wire and wrap them. Then you can pressure clean them, and they're not going to fly all over the place. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start assembling it. I'm going to start with the motor, and then work my way to this shaft here and up to the bottom rollers, and hopefully everything goes back together the way it's supposed to be, and we're not left with any extra parts, except for I am going to try and put some new hardware where I can, mainly on the motor and whatnot. But should go back together pretty easy, and hopefully we'll be stripping wire tonight. Okay, here are all the parts. I untaped them. I had a bunch of them outside. I was spraying them, and it started raining, so I had to bring them in. And then I'm thinking to myself, what an idiot. I got a whole empty bay over here. So I got the panels drying over here. And I'm gonna flip these, put 2 coats on there, they're ready to go. So I can start putting the decking back on here. The machine's gonna sit here, and then I'm gonna mount this machine right next to it. It's gonna be pretty cool if it works out the way I think it's gonna work out. But oh, and so that thing doesn't look out of place. I took the front plate off that said Model 1000, and you can't see really, but I started scribing it. I painted it black, let it dry, taped it off, painted it orange, and then I'm coming back with a file, and I'm going to file the edges, so it kind of gives it a machined look and breaks it up a little bit. And then tomorrow morning I'm going to have Oliver, the guy that works for me. He's actually an artist, so I did a lot of it, but I messed it up in a couple spots. So I let him practice down here because I actually shaved that down a little too much. It's actually like CNC'd in there with like a little router or something, which is actually pretty cool and something I want to get. But I told him he basically has to freehand that. You know, you can barely see it's barely there. These stand out pretty good. This one's, I can trace that. Once you get that down in there, scrape it along, it's actually going to look pretty cool when it's done. And then it'll look like it belongs to the table. So I got this one mocked up. This is the first one. What I'm going to do is stick the bars. Now this is all the original hardware, and this stuff was rusty. Okay, they look like this. This is the rest of the hardware I haven't gotten to yet, and I'm not really sure where this. I know where these go, and these, but all that is, you know, kind of up in the air. Okay, this is where we're at. I had to actually go back and watch the footage to figure out where some of these bolts go, and I'm still not 100% sure. So, but I got it pretty much figured out. I can get it back together. I had to stop, and then, you know, I came back and I decided to do this. So, this is just a prototype. I kind of just rigged it on there to see if the concept's gonna work. Not only is it gonna work great, but I'm gonna be able to use this, see that, to actually lock it. This will come up and latch over top of something I'm gonna put here, and if you just jam that forward like that, it'll automatically lock it in neutral. So, man, I'll be able to do neutral drops with my wire stripper, man. This is gonna be incredible. And get this, so I just got this mocked here, right? It pivots here, and that kind of locks them together. I'm gonna make this adjustable. So this angle, you can either bring it down straight like I used to have it, you know, one straight bar, or you can, you know, tilt this up. How's that gonna work with the locking mechanism though? I don't know, I'll figure it out. But anyway, it just needs to move that much, right? This thing looks sweet. It's coming along nice. And there's actually gonna be a couple more mods I'm gonna do to this thing. And it all depends on getting back. I need to get it back, that's what I'm doing right now. I had to take a break from that. Get this set up for a couple different reasons. One, I need to see about the clearance with all this stuff, where the chute's gonna go, and then see about bolting this up to it. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. I painted the plate. I got Oliver over here hand etching that. Oh, he's just tracing, but he's got a way steadier hand than me. So I'm gonna finish bolting these back up. These bolt from underneath, and then I can put the plates back on here. And actually I can probably move that wire stripper and finish building it here. Okay, this is where we're at. What do you think of that? This thing's gonna be crazy. I just put this over here temporarily so I can kind of mock this up. I needed to get this into my brain how I was gonna get this mounted. That way I can have him clean this up and start painting it while I'm finishing that. And yeah, I'm stoked, man. It's looking nice. He's sitting right here. Got the Hurst shifter. And just feeding stuff here. Feeding stuff here. It's not too much to just reach over and turn that. Yeah, and how I think I'm going to mount this is I got this 1/4" stick aluminum angle. Okay, there you have it. I wish I could have oriented that way, but hey, it is what it is. Didn't really take up much more room, and this thing pretty solid on there. I mean, it wiggles a little bit, but you know, probably the cable moving more than anything. It definitely ain't going anywhere. I relocated the switch over here, and as you can see, working good. Yeah, we're gonna put the guard back on. I gave it a quick coat. It's right there. I just wanted to fire it up, show you it working in its dangerous configuration. Check this out. See the angle of that little shaft there. It's wide open. I noticed that this thing here, when you're down in this area, it's like it almost wants to vibrate by itself, so we're gonna have to figure a way of tightening that up. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that, but we'll figure it out. But yeah, it's working good. I'll run the wires back down in here, and I'm actually gonna run a 220 panel to this table, so this thing has its own power source. Okay, she's almost done, and she is looking beautiful. Man, look at this thing. Look at that. Had to use a piece of copper wire as a master link. I actually ran this machine like that for a few months. But anyway, got the Hurst shifter kind of mocked up. It's actually doing its job. See that? This is too tight right now to let that, write that down. It got me a little list going on. I need to get 3 more bolts for this. The 2 were stripped, and one of them I was cleaning up on the grinder and sent it across the shop, and it was never found again. So that's gonna go there. And basically what this does, it's these, you just tighten it so these don't go back and forth, because they're just kind of sitting in there. So basically, as you can see right now, these blades need to be pushed that way. The back blades look okay, but yeah, she's looking good, man. Pretty much. There's a couple more things I want to do. As you'll see here, I kind of started. I'm going to clean these up, because from the factory you can see the casting. It's just crazy. I don't have the tool with me to clean that up, but that'll be something on the list. There's a couple more mods that I'm going to do to this to make it more efficient and safer. I will eventually put some type of guards on there. I need to go get some type of plate, because the way this mounts, the holes are kind of catty corner and they just won't. So and I want to relocate it a little bit lower maybe. I might just put it right here in the middle, or keep it right there. Probably put it right there or here. I don't know if I want to keep it that high. Yeah, I'll probably keep it down here. I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is bolt it to a plate that I can move up and down if I want it, because the old one was right here. And with this new knob, I don't know if I want to keep it right there. I don't know yet. We'll see. All right, this is where we're at. I went to the hardware store, or Home Depot, and got some more springs. I thought I got the right bolts, but they threaded into this piece because the threads were just that worn out, and it was only that thick. But it won't thread into here. There was a couple messed up bolts that I want to replace, and I'll still be able to run the machine without this tab. All these things do is center the blades. I got it centered with the back one, so that's not going to be an issue. But I will want to put something, and I actually been thinking about doing something different. There's a bolt here with plenty of thread on it, and I can actually slide it over a little bit. And what I plan on doing is just running 1 bar all the way across. Maybe cut it special, because there's no rhyme or reason to how they drilled these holes, it looks like. You know, they didn't have to be, you know. So what I'll do is cut like a piece of plate, 1/4-inch plate, or something a little thicker than this, because the problem is these threads are kind of worn out. And I'll just come down here with a plate, and then we can tap it and make it a little bit better than that. But I'm happy with this, and I got the thing all set up, and I went and got some hardware, some longer bolt, and I got to do a couple little mods to this. I mean, it'll do its job right now, but I need to tighten that up. And actually, I think I almost might have enough to get this actually working, where when you hit it like this, it's gonna just pop up over something with like a little beak. It's gonna pop up over and just lock into place like that. And then you can just pull this up and do a couple neutral drops and send that wire slinging through this machine. So it's gonna be pretty cool with it. And this is just the beginning. You know, wait till you see what the real purpose of this is gonna be. You know, this is gonna be something incredible. And you know, and then if everything goes right, I'm gonna manufacture Look at that. Ain't stripped none yet, but man, she's looking nice. Let's get it. I'm gonna extend this out and stand back. Right, get in there close. Look at that. Now, I haven't figured out what that humming is. It's either coming from the motor, I don't know, or one of the bearings, because they were tight. I did lube them, but like I said, I've had this thing for like 3 or something years, maybe more, and ran the crap out of it. Never changed the bearings. I sprayed oil in there, but unless you do what I did, take those and flip them up on the side, you'll never get any oil in there. So hopefully that lube I put in there does pretty good. We're gonna run the crap out of this tomorrow. And see, when there's no load on there, like if I had a piece of wire in there and it had tension, that would stop like almost immediately. But I'm gonna hook this up with a brake system that's gonna be pretty cool. But yeah, I'm stoked. I'm not too worried about that. Definitely gonna put something here. I might even just put I'll put some plexiglass there, because you don't want to slip and send your fingers like straight up into that chain, you know. But this is sweet. I'm stoked. I'm ready to strip some wire. I'm ready to see how this thing holds up. And we're not leaking. I ain't got nothing on the floor yet. I'm wondering if when I start running that, and let me unplug this real quick. I'm wondering if I start running that, when that oil heats up, is it going to you know, start blowing out under pressure? What I was thinking of doing, because there's it looks like a fill thing here, I can plug the one on the bottom and then just tap in, maybe 90 come up with a little vent or something. You know, we'll figure it out. It's work in progress, but I'm stoked. I think it's coming out great. That definitely going to get changed. I actually found another one of these, where's that switch? Another one of these switches. Brand new in the box. So we'll see if we can't figure that one out, and see if we can't figure this one out, if this is reversible, or maybe get a reversible motor for that. But we're going to put this thing through its paces tomorrow. What I need to figure out now is a deck. If I have to, what I'll do is just clamp that big piece of a dime plate straight across the top. Matter of fact, let's see what that looks like now. Dang. Well, I messed up, because now I want this whole piece dime plate. Screw that piece of metal. This thing is diamond plate, man. Look at this. Bam. You grab another piece. I see these at the scrap yard, decent sizes like this. I snag them right up. So what needs to happen is this. Bam. So, but not that much. That only needs to come out. You know what? I gotta think about this. But it does need to be directed at least out to here. And I'll put another little piece back here. Yeah, that's it. Bam, like that. Oh, snap, that looks nice. Right there. I'll turn that around, cut a new piece for that, a nice new shiny piece. And then I need to get, well, that really don't need to be, because when this is folded down, we don't want nothing past this. Yeah, that's the whole concept. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm like, wow, this looks nice way out here. I'm gonna just plate this whole thing. But when I'm not running the machine, I don't want anything sticking out past this handle. That was like my cutoff to here. Let me see what that looks like underneath. See, this is the kind of stuff I do because I only have so much of this diamond plate. I don't want to waste cuts. And so that basically just needs to be plated to there. Alright, so this is where I'm getting ahead of myself. I need to move this plate back so it's even with that, so it doesn't interfere with the, well, it's not going to interfere with the big plate, but we don't need to lose that much when we fold it out. And I can probably get away with, you know, doing some math. So the edge of that, so we're looking at we can easily move that plate back. Shit, man, we can probably move that plate back right to that motor. 8 inches there. How big is this plate? 15 inches. We're gonna oh, sweet. You know what that means? I don't have to cut my big chunk of diamond plate because what do we got here? 15 inches. Oh yeah, how far is that? So we only need to come, well, there we go. In fact, I might run that deck all the way into there. So basically, we need to come from there, which is 3 inches. 16 inches. So maybe we'll just butt it up. 'Cause we got 15, right? And we got the length. We can run that plate right here as far as we need to go. As wide as it is. Let's put that up there and see what that looks like. See here, I was getting ready to fix up that big old plate. Basically gonna look like that. Oh, I'm gonna be inside. There we go. Oh, that's sweet. Covered all the way to the beam, and we'll get another one here. I don't know, I want that down, but I guess so. Cut another piece of that piece here. Bam. Use that bolt and that bolt hole. See, it's all coming together. Screw it in right there, and it don't really need nothing up here. We can probably tie these two together at the top and make it a little structural. This piece will be cut around here, cut to fit, and I think I'm taking the thing off. Yeah, and I even cleaned this up and painted it, taped it off and everything. What I do is drill these out and bolt that to a piece of plexiglass. Oh, that looks way better. That's what I'm talking about. What? Oh, that's perfect. So this plate's going to be there. We're going to put yeah, I think I'm going to have to just do plexiglass all the way around. I'm gonna get some aluminum angle and build a box here, or whichever way I need to go. And we're gonna put plexiglass so there's light coming through. Now I'm actually gonna put a light in there and do something cool with that, because that just looks freaking awesome. It's fired up. See how awesome it looks. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that. That's way better. Dad, we need some more power over here. Hold on a second. Now we're just gonna go ahead and fire it all up at once with all this sketchy electric. Oh yeah, nice. Sweet. Oh, there's a nice hum, dude. Wait till we got copper cranking for this shit. Bam. Wait to see what's gonna happen with that. That's gonna be incredible. This here, I'm thinking a variable speed. I'd like a dial right up here, like a big knob. And put a variable speed one on there, see what we can do there. But I'm gonna put some plexiglass on this because I like to watch that spin. I don't know why I like all this shit. What I'll do is I'll just come across with a little piece here, tie it in, you know, right above this. I use these screws, and probably make a bracket come off of here. There we go. Not too shabby. And probably just use aluminum angle. Drill 2 holes, maybe get some longer bolts. Just shut this down. Oh, did you see that? So the battery died, but what I was about to explain is this thing actually wound down. Ready? It's still good. Got a good rotation and a half after I hit that button, which if you got snagged or whatever, it'll pull you in. Hey, one time my leg got wrapped up in spaghetti wire, and this machine done took my leg all the way up here, and I like leaned back this way and hit the switch. It was crazy. A lot of craziness going on with this machine. You gotta be careful. You know, keep the guards on. They're still over there. They haven't moved. The yellow ones right there. They'll never go back on this machine. But we're gonna put something on here. I found this piece of diamond plate. Too bad it's not shiny because it is a perfect fit. I don't know where, if I was gonna maybe just put it up here like this. You know, it fits in there real tight. But it's not shiny, and I don't wanna paint it, you know. So I think I'm gonna actually cut like a smaller strip and go from these 2 holes and just mount it in here somewhere, you know, and see how it goes. And if I don't like it, I'll move it somewhere else, you know. I just don't want like that switch. The only thing I'm thinking about this switch is this knob sticks out and is like rigid. That other switch was kind of up on an angle, so if a wire brushed across it, it would just, you know, go away. This, I can see that getting snagged somehow with some craziness that goes on when I'm stripping. So I might actually even recess it back, you know, or do it like this. I could even do it sideways back in here. That way when it's on, it's up, and you push it down. That's a good idea. That way if you fell into it, you hit it down, you know, or you just smack it down. You know, if something happens, boom, smack it down, or don't even worry about that. Just throw that thing up in neutral, because when there's a load, a piece of wire in there, it'll stop immediately, just about, you know. And then I'm going to do something to make it happen even faster. But matter of fact, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to push it up, and then you can just push it down, and I'll be making a new knob, and maybe getting a better box. This plastic box, it's going to be temporary, if it even works. I mean, I'll get it on there one way, but I don't know about reversible. And I got another one. Hopefully maybe I can get this reversible. That'd be pretty cool. I'm definitely going to move this switch, or I might leave it there but upgrade it. Okay, so I got a lot to think about, but stay tuned because we're going next level. But I'm gonna clean this up and put the right hardware on it and see what 2 springs do. I'm gonna see if I can't modify that to come out a little bit. And then, you know, I'll probably just clamp that plate on here for tomorrow and put the guard back on because I'm gonna have people here helping me. But stay tuned for that because tomorrow I got some samples. We've been cracking transformers. You know, we run through a barrel of steel already. Got some big 1000 watters up there. I got some samples over here. You know, some big stuff we can run. Got some more over here. Got some of this stuff here. Got some more. Some big stuff down in there, you know, some nuggets, all different sizes. We'll see how both machines run, you know, get a good comparison. We'll blow through that, kind of dial everything in, and then we're gonna wheel the pallets over. So if you come this far, thanks for watching. Stay tuned because we're about to see how fast we can chew through 2 pallets of copper. I'll tell you where we're going, right to the scrap yard. Dancing. You ever seen your copper dance before?